Woohoo! Where am I? Hi everybody, I'm Skip Alsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films. And that was a film that we scanned from the Coronet collection, and we are desperately looking for the soundtrack, because that film is whacked out. What a wonderful way to talk about science with animated puppets. This next film also has animated puppets and is not about science. Or is it? The Magic Well. Enjoy.
Matilda had a very bad temper. That was just one of the ways that she was different from her stepsister, Gretchen.
Aren't you going to help with the housework, Matilda? No, that's for stupid, ugly girls like you.
All afternoon, whenever Mother was away from the cottage, Gretchen would be busy with the housework, while Matilda would just admire herself in the mirror.
Job, and then I can rest for a little while. Oh, I think I can see Mother coming. Yes, she's back, Matilda. What? Mother back already?
I'm home early, girls. Why, what's this?
Oh, Mother, I'm so tired. I've had to clean the whole house by myself. Not the least bit of help from Gretchen. But, Mother, I just now sat down to rest.
Lazy girl. You'll do some work, you'll have no supper. Now go fetch some water.
Gretchen had heard many stories about the village well. People said it was a magic well, and at the bottom was an enchanted land ruled by a wicked witch named Mother Holland.
Oh, Mother will be so angry. I must get it back. If I could only see where it is. How can I get it back? Oh. Oh! Help!
Help! The enchanted land. It seemed too nice to be the home of a wicked witch. But could this be the witch after all? Coming to catch her?
Open the door! Oven door! Hurry and open the door! The baking's done. We must come out. Hurry and open the door!
Oh, who could be in there?
Hurry. We'll burn up if we don't get out.
Hello, who's there?
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Very kind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, what lovely magic this is. This is.
And there's more.
More for you to see.
More for you to do.
You must go on.
Oh, please, will you help me? Please do what I ask, for I fear that my branches will break. These apples I carry are weighing me down. You can help me. Just give me a shake.
I'll try, Mr. Apple Tree.
Good. I think that will do it. Ah.
Shall I pick up the apples for you?
No. Let me show you a little magic.
That was very nice, but I think perhaps I should go now.
Yes, my dear. The biggest surprise of all is waiting. This is the way you must go. As she went on, Gretchen wondered, could this lovely enchanted land really be the home of a wicked witch?
Oh, are you Mother Holly?
So, you have heard of me. Well, you shall learn whether those stories are true. But now there is a dinner to prepare. Will you help?
Yes, ma'am. I'd be glad to.
Very well. Come over here, then, and begin.
Dinner time! Oh, good. Food. Can we start? Huh? Yeah.
You have done kind deeds for everyone in this land, my child. What shall be your reward?
Please, ma'am, could you look for my water bucket?
Very well. My animal friends will look for it.
Thank you. I'd be afraid to go home without it.
Now, child, this is the door by which you must leave my enchanted land.
Please, Mother Holly, did you remember my water bucket?
Look and see. Look and see.
Oh, they found it. Oh, how nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you for finding the bucket.
You have asked for only a small reward, but now you shall learn more about my magic. This staff of mine a spell shall weave. As she has done, let her receive.
Mother Holly, how kind you are. What nice magic you do.
You have been rewarded according to the kindness of your heart. This is what happens to all who come to my enchanted country. And now it is time for us to say goodbye.
Mother was happy for Gretchen and glad she was safe at home again. But Matilda, well...
Golden coins, if only they were all mine. And the golden dress, why should Gretchen have that? Huh, I don't think it's fair, Mother, not at all. You think you're pretty smart, don't you? Get out of my way. I'm gonna get some of that gold for myself.
Open the door! The oven door! Hurry and open the door!
Huh, don't tell me what to do. Why, I'd probably burn my fingers and get all dirty, too.
Help! We'll burn up! Help us! We must get out!
Help! Help! Please, somebody, help us!
Let us out! Help!
We're burning up!
Oh, please, will you help me? Please do what I ask, for I fear that my branches will...
Oh, be quiet. Can't you see I'm in a hurry? Silly old tree.
Oh, what shall I do? I can't bear this weight much longer. I can't hold up.
So you say it was by an accident that your bucket and yourself fell into the well.
Yeah, that's how I came to your wonderful land.
If I search for your bucket, will you prepare a dinner for my animal friends?
I'd love to.
Very well. Prepare the dinner while I am gone.
Dinner time!
What is this? What has happened to you, my pet?
It was the food!
The awful food!
Oh!
Something wrong with the food. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, what have you done to us, girl? Come here and explain yourself. Come here.
I can't help it if you ate too fast. Give me my reward.
Reward? This staff of mine a spell shall weave. As she has done, let her receive.
Mud! You were supposed to give me gold. I want my golden dress and my bucket of golden coins.
Here's your bucket. We shall see if you are pleased with what it contains.
No! Get away from me! Oh, make it stop! Take it away! Stop it! Mother Holly! Make it stop! Where can I go? I gotta get away! I can't run anymore!
I'm sorry for what I did.
Matilda? Matilda, is that you? What's happened? Are you hurt?
No, not hurt. Just frightened and awfully muddy.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're not hurt. Let's see if we can wipe off the mud.
You know, Matilda really was sorry that she'd been so selfish. And she was a much nicer girl from that time on. So Gretchen and Matilda lived happily ever after because of what had happened in the enchanted land beneath the magic well.
Kind of had the same vibe as the Dr. Pasteur film. I don't know, maybe. Behind me I have a film scanner, and we have a film set up. Let us watch it. What good is a warbler? I don't know. That seems to be a good question. Let's find out. Enjoy. Sorry, it didn't. The tension is weird.
Every living thing must have a home. Some things can live almost anywhere. Other living things must have a special place. This is the hill country of central Texas. Each spring, something happens here that happens nowhere else. Tiny birds called golden-cheek warblers come back to their special home in these hills after spending the winter in Central America. They're only about 4 inches long, yet they fly as far as 2,000 miles to raise their family. Why do you suppose these little birds nest here and nowhere else in the world? What's so different about this land of dry hills, rough canyons, and hundreds of clear springs that makes the birds risk such a dangerous journey? The male warblers arrive first. Right away, each male stakes out a territory by singing around its boundaries. If he can't claim enough land to support a family, he probably won't get a mate. The female golden cheeks arrive a little later. They choose a territory and then take the male bird that goes with it. They gather strips of bark from a special tree to build the nest. It takes many trips to get enough bark. Scientists call these trees the ash juniper, but folks out here in the hill country just call them cedars. Every golden cheek's nest ever found has been built of this cedar bark. The female golden cheek gathers caterpillar webs from another special tree, the plateau live oak. She uses these webs to fasten the cedar bark together. The nest is only about 3 inches across, but big enough to hold 4 eggs and the mother bird too. She sits on the eggs and keeps them warm for about 12 days until they hatch. She leaves the nest only to eat or preen her feathers. She may take a quick bath in the creek. While the mother bird is incubating the eggs, the father keeps a sharp eye out for trouble. Some of their neighbors are friendly. Other neighbors are enemies. The father sings and attracts attention to himself so that enemies won't find the nest. He also patrols and sings to keep rival golden cheeks from invading their territory. Sometimes he helps out by bringing food to his mate. The new babies are helpless. Until their feathers grow, they must be protected from the wind, sun, and rain. If it gets too hot, the mother bird takes the warm feather lining out of the nest. Both the mother and father birds work all day long to take care of the babies. It takes hundreds of insects to feed such hungry mouths. The parents also must keep the nest clean. One of the bird's favorite foods is a green caterpillar found on another special tree called the Texas or Spanish oak. The Texas oak, the plateau live oak, and the ash juniper are found together nowhere in the world but in the hill country. Could this be the reason the golden cheeks come here to raise a family? The tiny babies hatch out of an egg about a half-inch long. Yet they grow so fast they are big enough to leave the nest in only 8 days. There's the first one out on a limb. The mother bird coaxes the last one out of the nest with a choice bug. Now is the most dangerous time for the young birds because they still can't really fly. Each one hides the best it can. They chirp to let their parents know where they are. The parents must still feed them and at the same time keep a constant watch for enemies. When the baby birds grow up, they also will need the green caterpillars, the webs, and the cedar bark from the 3 special trees. But the trees are disappearing. After all, people must have places to live, places to play. They must have crops and livestock for food, and roads to go places. But what would happen to the golden-cheeked warblers if the special oaks and cedars were all gone? Already these birds are considered a threatened species. This means that someday there may not be any. Would it really matter if the warbler disappeared from Earth? It's true the bird is very beautiful and rare enough that tourists come from far away just to see this native Texan. But do we really need it? What good is a warbler anyhow? And what about the special trees? What are they good for? Many wild creatures depend on the cedar oak woodlands for hiding, nesting places, and for food. This is the place where they must make their living. Besides being beautiful, the trees are very important because they manufacture oxygen for the air we breathe. What would happen if there weren't enough oxygen? The cedar oak thickets are important for the land. In the poor soil on the hills and steep slopes, not much else will grow. The cedars are needed here. Their roots help to break down rock into soil. Their thick branches break the force of pounding rain and keep the earth from washing away. The trees and brush are important for the water supply because the rough bark and millions of leaves catch and hold the rain so that instead of flooding, the water seeps back into the earth very slowly. The roots of the cedars can even tunnel through rock. The rain follows the roots back underground. In these ways, the underground springs are filled up again and again and keep flowing. If the springs dried up, what would happen to the fish? What would happen to the other creatures? What would happen to people? In nature, each living thing depends on other living things, either plants or animals, or both. Each living thing is a part of the total life cycle there. Some other animals and plants are becoming scarce in the hill country, and this is true nearly everywhere. This could be a warning to people, for if one thing is in danger, perhaps others are too. If many things disappear, it means nature has been badly upset. People must use the land, but we must use it wisely. Shouldn't some parts be left wild and undisturbed? Here in the hill country, if the hills and rough canyons and streams are left natural, the golden-cheek warbler and the other wild things will still have a home. And if we keep the land, air, and water safe for the wild creatures, aren't we also keeping them safe for people? Now, can you answer the question? What good is a warbler? Can he and the other wild things tell us something we need to know?
So many questions. So many questions. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. The color was beautiful. Any of you in Texas, I hope you did okay with the storms. It seemed like it was pretty brutal. It's rough. This is that those rolling thunderstorms that have caused havoc. But it's been mild this year here, but we're not done yet. This is a fascinating film, and we didn't know what it was when we first scanned it, and we later found out, like, oh, that name on the can is actually the title of the film, Sykes. Enjoy.
Are they all yours?
Yeah.
all in all, I don't like the neighborhood as it is. We don't have very many good stores around here. Gephardt's is one of the finest little stores. Of course, it's a meat market, naturally. I think they have the best meat on the north side. But they can't have everything because they don't have the space.
Mr. Sandberg's is $3.72.
Oh, I've known Cy for several years, and he's always been a very nice customer, and he's a wonderful pianist.
Okay, good.
Cy lives about a block down the street on Halsted and Dickens in the Senior Citizens Building, and I guess ever since he's lived over there, he's shopped at our market.
You want sliced about like that?
Oh, good boy. Thanks a lot. Yes. Eat while I wait. Oh, this is good. Mm-hmm. That's the thickness that's good.
Sure. One slice.
Yeah, one slice.
Sure.
That's for sure. Oh, I just barely got up Sunday. I didn't.
Not after Friday and Saturday.
Oh boy, that. Oh, looks like I'm having the Chicago throat. I came in Chicago October 17th, 1944. And we met January the 1st, 1945.
I had a girlfriend who had a little 2-year-old boy, and I was taking care of him. And she went to the nightclub where Sykes was working. And she said, oh, there's a blind man over there where I went tonight, and I'll bring him over to the house. So she brought him over, and he kept on coming over. In a half a year, we were married after we met.
If I were to sit over there in that place and just draw Social Security, the Social Security that my wife and I both get.
A lot of people do that, too, right?
Yes, they do. And how they live, I don't see how in the name of common sense they live. I really don't. And they just sit there. I think they're afraid to get out. Well, I don't see. And I said, well, I'm going to get out and do something. Well, I had been working all my life anyway in show business and piano and in clubs and what have you. And
when did you work on Bourbon Street, sir?
I worked there in 1939, and I worked there in 1940 through 44. And I didn't start right away. I worked in some of these joints where you've got $1 a night and damn glad to get it, you know.
$1 a night? You played for $1 a night, huh?
Yeah, I sure did.
All you could eat or what?
See, I was studying in the conservatory, Sam.
Which conservatory was that?
I went to the New Orleans Conservatory. It's a Loyola College of Music now. They joined Loyola, and it was a very good conservatory. They were very fine.
And you're picking up some money on the side?
And I was picking up some money on the side in the gin mills, and boy, it was a hell of a switch because it took me about a year. Well, because the money was in the jazz.
84, Si. Okay, Si. 84, 85.
All right. Yeah.
90.
Good. Yes, sir.
And
oh, you got that.
Right.
Good enough.
Thank you, Si.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Mr. Singer. Oh, let's see, you got that. Why don't you move? You are intelligent, that you can prove. You are not stupid, and you're not Loki. I'm without my 2 good eyes. And I haven't really fallen but once in this neighborhood, and it was on a hole on the sidewalk, and I hurt my leg. It was nothing serious, but it could have been serious if I hadn't kept my balance, because I could have fallen on my face. And there are other older people here with their 2 good eyes that have fallen on their face. This young lady is coming out of the store to go this far with me down the block, all because the city won't fix the sidewalk. We've gone to Alderman Singer, and he has refused to do anything about it. The sidewalks, here's what I wrote. Too goddamn rough. Woo. Every time I use them, puff and puff. I get my cane in every groove. Yeah, so let's stop right here. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there is that hole. This is how deep it is. Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. Observe what you see right here. This is the hole. All right, we'll go along. And dear, thank you very much well, listen, I guess you can go back now if you want to, because...
Yeah, here.
Yeah, I can take it, yeah.
Okay, see you later.
Yeah. All right, thank you, honey.
I've lived on the north side all the time, and to come down here wasn't so comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
We put in an application, and then we had to move in a hurry.
Well, there were different things. At first, you could only have so much money in the bank.
Then after we were allowed to have what we had, then it took a long time before we were on the list.
Well, you know, they always found something wrong. You know, they can do that when they want to, it seems.
I'm just going home and you're going out.
Yeah, there, Bessie, just going out, yeah.
Watch your step.
Yeah, going out to do a little shopping. Well, money-wise, it's the rent is the rent. Yeah, the rent is a lot cheaper, and some of us pay a little bit more than others. It depends on if you're working a night or two a week. You're going to pay a little more rent.
I mean, is that tough to pay for with just tips?
Well, yes, it is. So I had to get out and work the couple of nights a week that I'm working, and it is tough. We'll do a sing-along then, a little one here. It goes like this. When you wore a tulip, a sweet yellow tulip, and I wore a big red rose. When you caressed me, it was in heaven. Bless me, what a blessing. No one knows. Everybody's been knowing to the wedding they're going, and for weeks have been sewing. Every Susie and son, they're congregate for me and my love. And if you run into 5'2", covered with furs, diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't hers. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen to the gang that sang Heart of My Heart, Heart of My Heart. Folks, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. We were coming along, and four boys, one of them says, "Give me that beer." I said, "Fella," we don't have any beer in our bags. And they got a hold of the bag, and I held on to the bag. Well, they could have taken it away from me. I know that. They could have killed me. I know that. They could have done anything to us. But they were a little bit afraid to try it because cars would be coming along Dickens.
Sure,
and somebody would see it. Why, sure. Oh, hello, how are you, all of you? Oh, so you're all here, huh? Well, we're going to I'm going to the butcher, son. I'm a girl. Girl, oh, what's your name? Alita. Oh. Alita. Oh, Alita. Yeah. What are you going to do Halloween? Are you going to do tricks or treats or what?
Yeah, we're going
you're going to do tricks or treats? Well, you know, I wish that we could let you in our building, but we can't because we don't know who's there at the door, you see. But we'll see. Well, you see, I work at Arrows on Halloween. Tomorrow night is the Halloween anyway. Yeah. Well, they have some parties tonight. I guess we'll have some things, won't they? I will. found out when I was around 11 or 12 years old that I could play a little bit. I decided that maybe I would play a few concerts, a few programs now and then. Mostly then, it turned out. You have a nice Halloween. Now say, listen, don't you run in front of a car now. A musician really never retires. He cuts down on his nights. With the high prices now, the way things are going, we just can't get along unless I work the couple or 3 nights a week that I work, because we just couldn't live on the Social Security. I hope they can raise it enough to where we can live and then make something on the side, because there's so many of the senior citizens that can work, that would work, if they could make a little bit on the side. There are so many that are afraid to do anything, that are just sitting there waiting to die, and I can't do that. Hi, Judge. So how are you?
Very good, son.
Well, let's see. What number have we got today? This is...
You want a lucky one?
Yeah.
21.
21, huh?
21. 62.
62?
Okay.
Oh, that's...
62?
I love stuff like that, kind of slice of life. How does someone with who's sight impaired, how do they manage circa mid-70s? Yeah, plus, some color. All right, it's the weekend, and the weekend is always... At least in Raleigh, it always rains on the weekend. And that is thanks to the atmosphere and the winds and air currents. I think you're all succumb to all that as well. So let's find out more. Enjoy.
"9 a.m. Sailors wait for the first breath of wind. As yet, there's not a breath to be felt. In the meantime, there's plenty of work to be done. They know it's only a matter of time before the wind kicks up. But where is the wind? Is it out there, beyond the harbor, working its way slowly toward the land? Wind is air in motion. You can't see it, but you can see its effect. so you can see what wind does. But how do you study something you don't really see? One good way of studying wind is to look at water. Because air and water are both fluids, they behave much alike. A similarity filmmakers use to create special atmospheric effects. Atmospheric scientists use tank simulations to study wind. The fluid is set in motion by a heat source. As the water warms, it rises, and surrounding water moves in to take its place. This kind of flow pattern, produced by heat, is called a convection cell. The same thing happens in the atmosphere. Here, a hot, sun-baked field produces a convection cell. Its rising column of air is called a thermal. By searching out thermals, soaring birds can travel hundreds of miles without flapping a wing. And they aren't the only ones that ride thermals. Climbing at 5 meters a second, a sailplane can soar high into the sky. The pilot maneuvers his craft carefully, keeping it within the rising currents of air. The sun-warmed land below is the heat source for this small atmospheric convection cell. A greater mass of air rises from a sun-warmed tropical island. As the sun comes up, it heats the land, causing air over the land to rise. This warm rising air draws in cooler air from over the water. This sea breeze may blow in from all sides, and the moist rising air produces a towering stack of cumulus clouds. Then at night, when the land cools, the wind reverses. Since it now blows from the land side, it's called a land breeze. Along coastlines, the same thing happens. It's now late morning. The sun has heated the land and the convection cell has formed. The awaited sea breeze has arrived. It's a fine breeze. Out of the harbor, wind fills the sails, bringing hours of steady sailing from wind generated by this giant convection cell. Steam from a nearby power plant shows the direction of the sea breeze. Wind will hold steady all afternoon, but as evening falls, it gradually stops and reverses direction. Here, the daily land breeze, sea breeze cycle creates coastal winds, but in other parts of the world, a sea breeze-like pattern follows a seasonal cycle and affects entire continents. As the continent of Asia soaks up summer heat, air begins rising. This huge atmospheric convection cell draws in moist air from surrounding oceans. Clouds swarm over the land, bringing monsoon rains. Welcome after many months of arid conditions. Nearly half the world's population depends on the monsoon for life-giving water. Of course, some places get more rain than others. To the village of Cherrapunji in India, the monsoon wind brings a particularly heavy load of rain. In a heavy monsoon season, Cherrapunji receives some 25 meters of rain, over 80 feet of water. Some winds sweep over the entire globe year-round. Near the equator, the tropical sun generates the largest convection cell on Earth. The return flow from this convection cell is deflected by Earth's spin, forming the trade winds. And in the mid-latitudes, where many of us live, prevailing westerly winds form great bands. Embedded in this prevailing flow are the storm systems which bring rain and snow. So wind, from coastal winds to monsoons to prevailing winds, is set in motion by heat. But once in motion, a wind's flow can be affected by obstacles, like mountains. Rising thousands of feet, mountains change the flow. Twisting, bending, swirling around, the wind becomes erratic, changing direction and stirring up the powdery snow. Where wind funnels between mountains, it picks up speed, sometimes with enough force to tumble rocks and blow down trees. But now and then, an unusual mountain wind sweeps down, bringing a day of warmth in the middle of ski season. It's called a Chinook. The Chinook occurs when air rising up one side of a mountain loses its moisture in rain and snow. Flowing over, this dry air is compressed by the weight of the atmosphere above, causing its temperature to rise, melting the snow. A much colder type of wind begins in the still of high mountain plateaus. Here, protected by the surrounding mountains, air gathers for weeks, taking on the temperature of the frozen land. Then, set in motion by its own weight, this icy air spills over with chilling effect. When wind flows over a range of mountains, it's pushed up into a mountain wave. These saucer-shaped clouds indicate that a strong wave is building. Sailplane pilots carrying oxygen have ridden these mountain waves to 46,000 feet, 14,000 meters. Along a coast, cliffs also create a wave of air. These gulls hover leisurely in the updraft, like hang glider pilots who use these waves to stay aloft for hours at a time. Wherever the wind blows, people have learned to harness its power. Wind, air set in motion by the energy of the sun.
Where was the Raiders of the Lost Ark footage? I was kind of half watching, but where was that? NASA stuff I get, but really? Okay. Equator. I don't trust any of the pronunciations of this narrator, to be honest. He's no, what's his name? Wow, I am just totally unprepared right now. Wow, yeah. Where's my list of pronunciations? Yeah, you don't want to sit around and watch me look for that. Where'd it go? Huh. Alright. Is it back here? No. Alright, anyways. Thanks for watching this week. We celebrated our 1100th show. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us and all the stuff that we showed. Some of which you like, some of which you didn't like. But I appreciate you watching nonetheless, because it is kind of an interesting mixed bag, and sometimes things resonate with you and sometimes they don't. But I appreciate you supporting us, at the very least by watching and telling other people about what we do, but also hitting the thumbs up button. That's a great way to support us for free. But also the like button, even if you've done it before, do it again. You can also support us with the Super Thanks button, which donates some cash so we can buy things like USB dongles, USB-C dongles to these other USB 3 dongles, and an HDMI dongle, and a mini SD dongle. That's another way you can support us. And we also spend money on other things too, like storage units. We have 6 now. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 6. Yes. And what we're doing is slowly moving films out of the archive so we can do renovation work and extend and make more room and climate control the rooms and make it just where it's safer for people and for films to coexist. So thanks. Have a great weekend. We hope to see you soon. So I should say that I'm getting my teeth cleaned on Monday, so I will not be live. I tried to. I've kept moving it because sitting in a chair while somebody scrapes plaque and tartar from my teeth is not the way I want to spend my lunch. But that's how it worked out. So maybe I'll show you some dental hygiene films. What do you think? Maybe. Maybe some commercials. So we'll see. I'll put that together. Anyways, have a great weekend. Love you guys so much, and we will see you soon. Take care.